But my guess is that there were people who were saying to you, can't you do both? Can't you wear the Black Lives Matter t-shirt, kneel, and believe that Jesus is the ultimate solution to these problems? I'm guessing, but I really don't know. I'm just guessing there's something about either the organization, Black Lives Matter, or something about kneeling that kind of turned you off so that you
But it
felt
was,
like you couldn't do both.
yeah, well, it was just the tone of the message that I didn't agree with as well. It was like the part of the way that I saw it is they made it seem that the only way that you can show that you care about Black lives in this moment is to do what we tell you to do. And that is to kneel for the national anthem and wear a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. That's the only way to support Black lives. And I felt like in the moment, it was like, because of what happened to George Floyd, we now have the moral high ground because of what happened. And so now we can get everyone to do exactly what we want them to do until we want them to stop. And you saw that on social media. You saw that with posting Black squares. You saw that with all these organizations coming out and needing to pledge their allegiance to the Black Lives Matter movement. And so it was just something that I didn't agree with. And even talking about the organization, I didn't agree with their principles or where they were coming from or the tone of their message. I think that time could have been a time of healing and bringing people together in love. But, I felt that it was divisive. And so, I didn't want to me, putting on the t-shirt was to co-sign the Black Lives Matter organization and the heartbeat and the spirit of the Black Lives Matter movement. And that's not something that I agree with.
So just think, you're a guy who's dealt with anxiety, trying to fit in, trying to be accepted, trying to be approved of your whole life. And now here in this crucial moment, your life has been changed by Christ. You've seen him be faithful to you in all the small ways that now you have the courage. I'm sure you were nervous about it. I'm sure you were anxious, scared to death. But,
Yeah.
but teams have to stick together, right? I mean, you have to be family on a team. You have to have each other's back. You have to look out for one another. And here you are. You're kind of this young superstar on the rise. You're a guy, though, who's also struggled with injuries. And your teammates, my guess is that some of them resented you for this. They weren't happy because you weren't being the family. You weren't being a part of the team. And part of you probably craved their acceptance. Walk us through that. I mean, my guess is your teammates' reaction was harder than the public's reaction.
Yeah, for sure. And it was tough. And I really don't even think people understand like how high intensity the moment was for standing and in the aftermath as well. Like I didn't sleep the night before. I was on the phone with my pastor the night before telling him like, I don't think you understand how big this is going to be. I hadn't signed my contract yet, my contract extension. I hadn't signed it yet. And so, that could have possibly, been wiped out. People were getting canceled left and right for saying different things and during that time. But yeah, it was tough. And I expected there to be a negative reaction. One side wanted to make everything about it completely political. The other side, I was a coon and an Uncle Tom. And so it was just a tough moment. But
Did that come from your teammates or just out people outside? Or,
well,
or were your own teammates divided about your choices?
I'll get to that. But the coon and the Uncle Tom was more like social media and all that stuff. But after I stood detailed in the book as well, there's a moment where we have a team meeting. A team meeting is called by the players, and they're like, we got to talk about this. And what I did understand is that it was a very emotional moment. You had guys who really did believe in the organization, the movement, and to them, I was hijacking the movement. I was making the moment about me. And so we had a heated conversation. But one of the things that I progressed to them was like, look, you guys knelt for what you believed in. And I stood for what I believed in. I see the same things that you see. And I'm not saying that there's not racism. I'm not saying that Black lives don't matter. I'm just saying that I don't believe the answer to be, what you guys believe the answer to be. And so I said, I respected you guys' choice in kneeling, and I just asked for that same respect in return. So we were able to leave in a state of, I guess, agree to disagree. But it was something in me where it was like, I wish they understood, and I wish they, saw my heart in it. But because it was such a heated moment, it was hard to do so.
One of the most amazing things is that after that game, you go to the press conference and you're sitting there and you get your mask on and all, and a reporter starts the press conference. I think it was the first question, at least the best I can tell, and says, "Hey, you didn't wear a Black Lives Matter T-shirt. You didn't kneel during the national anthem. Do you think Black Lives matter?" It was just a stunning question to you, a black man. You were probably caught off guard with
I
that.
actually really was. I really was caught off guard. And as I had more time to think about it, and even in writing the book, it really did. To me, it just showed how crazy the times were, and even how political things had gotten. It's like, man, like, you being Black is not enough. To say that believe that Black Lives Matter, or you had to show your allegiance to this moment and this movement by doing this, and that was, I guess, your calling card to care about Black lives, was to wear this T-shirt and kneel for the national anthem. And if you didn't, even if you were Black, your allegiance was questioned. And so yeah, so it was just tough. But I think it just showed how crazy things had gotten, that would be the first question, or she felt like she would have to ask that of me.